Arisuma mama mwache mamu akwaba eba de brokata empense muso Oyerepa breakfast time so we did in the nama into for many Kwesi paka Wilson and Akua Asieduaa na ekambomu asomo na yemfa kata no enhyehyɛ so ye the daily graphic truth and accuracy every day and ye de ne ehyase which Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama mfoni ewa ha ene mpanifo akukuda ba ne mpanifo ahodo bi nso ewo aha na ayasemde ena wokataye enimu wose research agenda wins investor confidence £215 million UK deal sign eno nso ewo kataye mu a banner headline afi oba ase ha Africa Games contract Auditor General goes after 580 million Ghana cedis losses says Ghana nankasa eso sonye sike bi ebetom bia na enwini fa nkofo nsasesa na enwini kwasa we ebe yeni Hit Go Fields unveils $20 million development plan for Bogoso Christia and also asemda eko ede amomanfo mo sampotembo na fe ne kwakwam government awaits flight permit to evacuate more Ghanaians from South Africa. Ada isi omo so omo mpene for mo mbebie mana.
South Africa for then.
Yes, you try a flight permit and evacuate.
I said play here in Tukwa.
Okay, Kwesi.
Research agenda wins investor confidence. Sabofuni nyina ne say ekobobusia. Bafuni kakaka na da nyina. I'm say figure bi kra o hanamba.
£215 million.
215.
Okay. So no, we nyina ye Bosa kakara we timi abo. And now probably say companies are come to set up in Ghana.
Oh,
no say investment. The bob say investing. The bob say investing. Now the boss na dey here. The boss say investing.
Nim say investors mumu na aba mo be invest. Yen na ye kobro post.
We ni sheda nye boss say ye koje boss.
We nye koje boss.
Ya ko we ni enkrofo a
o be investment o Ghana.
It is ana me make
it is some of them.
Sika na baba tin sheda nye ye dey asa.
But no, but even some of them the money they give to us to do partnership na dey. So investment. Me media ni say you free IMF some of these things are normal. Which mean a free IMF will economy ecoya. Yet dinga people will loan you money to do investment. People will come to your country to partner with you to do investment. Me media me can be a simple matter. Whilst you are doing that, you share how you beat my sustaining situation. Send your buyers our confidence na investors in your organ in the next 2-3 years. Because Ghana you subaj. At China next 2-3 years, it is likely they will circle back to the IMF because of your incentive something in normal year. It's messy. So investors in everybody, hallelujah. At least man China about no here juma. So almost everybody business not bad, the cash not bad to open up the economy. People are likely, I'm using the word likely to get jobs. And you automatically say because in Chinese parts the BC that and translating to job creation. It is almost say investors, in your confidence was system. Hallelujah. The befand is and a year I think I saw is it Hit Go Fields?
Oh yeah, Hit Go Fields. Almost so yes,
yes. 20 million. I know it's a local company. In fact, I've read their documents, the things that they seek to do. So $20 million for the 4-year development plan. Some school are dying. For nursing training. I'm say Prisia Honibogos, what I'm saying, Shada Nosa, nursing training, or a few other things near the end. It's a good thing. And now go for there. And now you hand over their Ghanaian local company. Now there are concerns about their capacity. When you document they took over from the previous company, with some liabilities. A Canada, manage it and they are sustaining the mine. Which said the confidence that Ghanaian local industries can equally do well mining them. It's even said by you Mahama Yenidi. He'd go for so a so I think a manasso said Ghana Francasa will take charge of our mining law. And then Sabro Funana almost South Africa for us because I know the conversation going on. It will go face there because a month for in fact there's a massive pressure on the government. Say
not to give it.
And they say you renew the licenses of gold fields because of the South Africa for a year. There's a massive pressure on the government this year. But my point is say
yes sir post across oba be di nkomo
of course that's
also bomb the demonstration
so because of the South Africa for yes so yeah true protest exactly yes yeah true protest I say but to sum it up I believe that the men have said yeah Ghana for we should take over our minds. Yeah. Kanene na na mkofa abejade nafa and the amount for develop the capacity the competencies. In fact even foreigners in the crown the real actual mining job I am told say yeah the Ghanaian and yes age so though they are having the mine there but yet the real job no Ghana for. It's I say you managing the people. What I say it's I think say when so say Ghana by be share na yet identify the right say you queue say you woo say why you more capacity to manage our minds no yen yade na yen sika eno anu bi so
mama fa kakra mfi ase e wa ha mining asem no me de meko government train flight permits say obe evacuate Ghanaians for no Ghana for no o ma kan say Ghanaians e dey free South Africa dey aba nyame anim no kure ni niam aye koso na ni enyan enye fe can I say nipa no I say obi ye bitter about baby na opportunity abase or show where power lies na metewa me hwe video na me didi nkomo na tietie de kwa metimi bi say na South Africa emra ben na wo ho omo say wo constitution mu say politicians fail omo police omo man omo so constitution ni ba bi na omo fulfill no enti de aban to me nye no omo citizen no omo timi ehwe no omo aye minister community police was dey into omo police omo ankasa man ni nyina boil down Kwesi say wo police wo man na wo hwe say yenye the right thing wo so in a way no wo so tietia obi so fa ho dey so Indian bia wo se ye wo ne wo ho wanyi businessman na wonye skapa e shop nyana mo akọ ne shop mu ko luti ono so nko ne krom obi aya wo ne South Africa we di 55 years 60 years ne kro ne ye ne man ye hefa kwan be so no bi fa be South Africa ni because Ghanaians aba akọ wo nyina say be set kra ya mo mabi ye tro paper keto bi na de ma wo ho na ye foreigner no mo kra ma de Google hospital ni na ye wure mu pamo wo mo awo aka wo the theater table so re na fa wo ba abetua wo to na e fa ko pe ba bi na fafa ye trimodern de Kwesi di wi a wo say me kan say yes South Africa mampani so oba na woni mampani abekasa sa o mining company wa mining wa for 30 years
oh yeah
o man ye dwuma wa for 30 years sem fa so ni ma wo mo a ko mo ni mre nsa me pe 20 years emfa nka ho ne South Africa for ne kan say sika na o mo mining o Ghana for say emfa ma o mo nya o masem because ni pa ni sika na ojigu ni botom and ye gu adwuma no ne ye say emfa ma o mo a who suffer Ghanaians aya employ o mo ho ne be suffer but we mu anya no bi foforo benya adwuma kro na nipa kro no e ba beye ne me kama kusia ne say aban ne hwehwe na omo aka e wo South Africa ho no yenkofa omo mra na omo tete adwu na omo ma ho dedebo anopa ikra de eda sorry ye ya fa konti ba ato nchen ye de soso ato nchen ama so unim soso ye de ti kokko no ye de soso ato nchen ye de etuo seti abofre osesen e de ato nchen omo de ye countdown to 30th June ma aban mani nuru ho na omo fa omo man ye metena ye de ma nyanya ye de are ha ne ye ma ye ni nkoso se ye be build ye man na ye nyire ye ho
ne se sika oman ni mu ya ya African games all African games
I me hu ha sika 500 me hu ha no so kran ka me be ka ho asem
80 million Ghana cedis
you know auditor general
what kind document na 80 paye tin na pese me ka
ho mete o pressure be cost
I intend pese me ka was 80 paye
yes auditor general 580 million ya chesa ya boka sika de ba bonche ba anya adwuma no
exactly akodi amanfo
ane wo se ye ho sa
just the
Ghana for
ye be luti o man
et obi ye corrupt ni e chi na e de kwan na wo se ye de ne fa so
the least chance obi benye bi oluti
nobody
580 million
obi a geno enyo mine no
and omo e planning anwamo ni mako crusade de egu Ghana ni mu ase ni wa se sika nso aban release
80 paye
interior corruption why na betimi ya kokodu aka bi asem Kwesi ne jama me no me nukura ye nya ponso jama ye be ye bukura na bia e ka ko de untimi nyi sofo oni untimi nyi ahoni ni
Ghana, according to the Auditor General name, Afibiano, corruption on Kwano, about $3 billion.
Now when now just one game
in you know every Ghana coffers mono yakikani naboma aseba kwa
3 million
about $3 billion and $1 million or $3 billion
yes I am a so 3 billion
exactly instead I'm saying any serious country should not give Ghana loan
any serious opportunity
should not give Ghana loan because yes loan na dey ban na amount for the loan ka asa da
say auditor general timi ebu akonta we ehu 5 any wo mo e call mo ho no nim
na say omabo zoom lion din omabo the former sports minister din Yusuf so they are asking them to return some money so almost can you know almost
any omo na e wo bi ho almost condemn die omo family fere kra
ya dan wona so akwana be bia wo de koy Yafa Daily Guide, Ghana's favorite newspaper, and to us, Ghana Mampani, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Nymphoni, Edestroha, Ewomin Seben Kumso Mahama hint at a returning gay bill to Parliament, and no Asama and the Yanopekata Abomu Amaniena, Ninseni Fason, so and which are Akane or Swafa or the Western region, and as a Western regional minister, ex-minister, Nymphoni Ewaha, Kwabna. Otre Dako Mensa boys no bon money and as a boys in the friend Kobe. Now say Akonta Mines reported illegal miners ex-minister and Kobe na abosa mani say Akonta Mines to do baby no now or reported illegal miners and as move mfa kwan paso into from Goodyear no. Na nififi ha eno banner headline no which are enimpa miensa kukuda ma omo MPP amayoku mu a yesusu said that be ombegina say ento mo so aba na ba ko emetu franka enfama NDC amayoku no general secretary secretary general secretary chairman general esedun ketia ni foni ewo ha yetisini edema NDC amayoku no sanso na chief of staff Ora Julius Debran so SMFF na for education minister Ora Haruna Idrusu enso ewo ha. Now, the tension in NDC over flag bearer race and no air Samakata Abom Amania in Chemu Ewo page 3. Now, I say how so wolf child Ura Samijin Fia or that gold board and no infoni ede about government to establish largest gold refinery Samijin Fia and Abosa Amania Fene Kwakwamum our daily guide enimu anopeyi which are minority for and no press conference omufoni ewa ha Reverend Intim Fojo edi enimu dima kwotene again banum LGBTQ and some now Dima Kutini Papa or 31 amendments have weakened anti-LGBTQ plus bill minority and now omonso abosa amani say yes a cream boom ama adiana kasano aye hoju nti even say sign a cramp and I say mampeni in session say encheda nyibia page 6 enchemu ewo step
Mami fan free NDC tension as let me say no Kwesi ye ko extensively wo ho mebo a say empanyimfo ehun say omo amfi ase amfa nsuo engugu so a ahwe yi a be bia be kwa koduru no and ebra ne nso kra according to omo constitution ebra ne nso kra December 2027 so omo wa ban mu a enti be bia starting ntokwa na so be start be 1.5 years to ebra omo de kwa koprinti me sure say omo be ni kwa kasa no mbeti na so pam na de obi a bibia o ya emfa so wiem na no nya yi
jira ha no omo tuma no omo mu ni de
be different nti omunyai na mampanini nya na somdwe na onfa enya na adwuma ena fe MPP for press na omo ye ne nra na ono ade omo ye ne twi me nam social so na me hu ye say live na ye say leti kaka me te say osofo Ntim Fojo ena na ye address ka say de na omo a forcing down the throat of the MPP former abai no yema omo the same dose of a drone omo so omo ntime nom omo akwese nso afrem na ne nyina no ensam ne nioma na ewo amane ba akunim me kamane na bill ba akuna yes die with parliament dada no na ede na akohia se wo so omo sesen bibi wo mu and enwumere ne so kra me monitor around no me te yes president uni Ghana de but amane a ebeto ho no me se wo kra kan wade mu se obesiki advice enya oba ya ne so de ne nsa be hya se obetie oni mpanyimfo be didi nkomo na wetietie futuo ne akwanche ne hawa obesi akọ about ade no nti adwuma ne nwie sa still na ade na adwuma wo ho nti asemo majority leader can say nanka was so muwie ne kura no enwie sa pe de meme matene president amane a wo de aba nti ye twen ama de ebefiri mu ababia no nye fantinye de bebo azia na afi ye hunu babia na ama sesa na ka bebo azia na ye hu babia suson e de bode hunu ebefa and afi about and some now the buy no makamba na headline na de win bi
and na conta minds dey so
and na de any bi
and one as a medium so mba
ba so dem dem so waka ho asem say last week o baby kwa yedi ho nkomo ti de meka no me makwesi nto aso
ti LGBT dey na di the woman just say bill na ewu the 8th parliament and here no na the core parliament we the 9th parliament it's a totally different bill. That's our bill no in team for your omo aye no omo di shemu omo angasa bill no say they should subject it to the constitution bill no the ban that clause 9 na akwakoye controversy na ba ye journalist for take here na ha no so ye interview about LGBT does it constitute promotion of the LGBT na obi a researcher Professor Charles Mafo one no why any research or publish about LGBT maybe institution so what na dey does it constitute a promotion na it's in the trans and there's a committee in parliament on trans committee no it is made up of both NPP and NDC committee sa committee ni trans na subject sa anyoma no to the constitution ono mo hu say sa de we say ka say dey share bill ni ma any constitution ni bo ebra constitution no so de Ghana, you say, I know the social media or yes. It's any other thing that is inconsistent with the constitution is void. Article 1-2, Ekas Assembly Chayina. It's in almost here no musa there no. Enqui, and no may free. So I don't see the whole about this matter. The old one, you didn't tell anybody to subject to the constitution. In fact, and now how many champions of Mozokasa or catch me say all the inconsistencies a woman and a constitution will be they worked and cleaned Nina Bedimu. You know, I don't see the issue here. Say, I didn't yet. That's any constitution. Are you telling me, say, you have a chip? You question me, not so be the quarter. Then what sense does it make? I mean, what sense does it make? It's not there. Young NTS said the amendment being made or whatsoever amendment being made, you know, Ningina was subjected to the constitution. Said, and you'll be pet. And I can't say me, you and I'm you with him. But constitutional mountain. So be ABCD. And based on that, free.
And then I just one last time no. Eduma no man ye
no, but I'm saying that
constitution no because your constitution is no. Oman
fan to.
International president ni san yanka di asembeba.
But you see, and I'm saying, Chairman Sabons, Bibisa, or say all the inconsistencies and the old bill, the 8th parliament, they corrected it. That's what he told me.
What I said. So maybe the problem is politician na
omono so sabre no mo correct.
Also mo correct.
And the majority almost so mo ehunu wan press conference.
And no ni asem no. And no ni
I don't get.
Omo ehunu say.
Oh, I'm not getting that.
Back so said do stage say ya.
Oh, back so mo pass.
Do stage say ya.
Na ewo mu.
Back no.
Omo so ya amende ya kore.
The main challenge with back no. So the main challenge with back no was Article 108. And even John Mama Bafu for Okan or Bakan was say the bill must emanate from the executive and not private members. Just say I say a buying and this bill no about parliament and yet MPs in the sense that say what you be Eko Tuma consolidated fund no in the pressure side but Ghana by say anything be a capable of my name or say a free executive war not any other person. So that was one of the biggest challenge of the old bill. And then Jamama or say it's far from becoming a law because of that same challenge, you know. That same article. It's necessary. Because Mahama has raised the issue of procedural lapses.
Yeah.
Which means that side process that article 108, you know. It tells you that. I know your mama name. I'm surprised Speaker of Abambabin. Any MPs of the Parliament. It doesn't matter because on no Parliament the end of the year. It doesn't mean that Parliament the end of the year. The Constitution. Is Abambabin telling us that only one Parliament cannot take a decision? Is it telling us? Parliament says somebody must preside. Was somebody presiding?
Somebody was.
This was a problem.
Somebody was
So
presiding.
what is the problem?
And somebody presided.
Okay, Miniha won't tell her.
Kwesi
So the man was so. So the man was so. Babylon just had a man or Parliament. What is that? What is that?
David. Decision be or how bent mean take it solely. This and was that according to me the assembly so.
But a bad emergency. A bad emergency. The woman in the absence of the man can take it. Exactly.
Sikani wakwa kwa bobo
na dey na kwesa so
I'm like but are you telling us when you are member parliament in
na say parliament in there
let's not entertain Babylon on that level.
Happy birthday, Emma Bismarck Asamoah. Happy birthday to you, Bismarck Asamoah. We Ebusiaye, Yami adu me tina besa ba yebeto asoma pata mo ceasefire la.
Babylon cannot hold parliament to ransom. Say, what catch on some mom passes. Who know how parliament in Yuma?
Kwesi. Happy birthday, Akua Bismarck Asamoah. We deputy youth organizer, Bosumchu constituency. Osan a 1 year director. Happy birthday to you, Bismarck Asamoah, deputy youth organizer, Bosumchu constituency. Osan a 1 year director. Every friend Regan Finn. Now say yamo happy birthday or original director national service scheme. No say no pay yamo happy birthday. So and birthday ni be call de ama Kwame Japan wo Duisburg Germany. Happy birthday to you Kwame Japan we Duisburg Germany. Born again say no pay yamo happy birthday na yankopon inshallah pa na onye okese. Stay here o birthday.
Birthday if Henry ho o se me fama Benedict Kwao ya if you papa Shadra Kwao ho e won kran. Happy birthday to you Benedict. And happy birthday ni bi nso Kwama Edmond Kwao ono so ne papa Shadra Kwao 90 about time back on the ma di birthday ne minimum bi apart from so no one ni birthday no ne ma nso birthday ebubo so nti ene nkwara mienu a omo papa Shadra Kwao won kran we show mo happy birthday Benedict any Edmond onyankopon nhira mo pa
Kwesi wo ni bi nti
so ni bi say
say de bi afa
de bi nkasa twesan Swagat mami small game you feel me pa no maame o say ne lady bia na am say o so dwuma won ho on water kwa me pray and in the birthday it's Lucius Kunedu aka Mama K of K Fashion e water kwa me kro Swagat mami say you for happy birthday Emma na message say may God bless you and grant you all your heart desires. And I really appreciate all the things that you have done for me. And from Swagat Mami to Lucius Kunedu, aka Mama K. Mama K, happy birthday.
Na kushika asafu BH122 ewa safu BH122 ewa na meko na kushika alote okosu Benstel school
right
na just 5-year-old girl no Kwesi a me say da Kwesi am hu me I was say na Kwesi ama na Kwesi na ya Kwesi aba enti na ba bia wo bia wan ka wa ha wo so say da be hwehwe pa ya ba
I'm going to look for you
na Kwesi anti na bebre na afre no okọ Benstel school ne grandma na magi ye mam good morning BH122 e wasafo old post office ehwe ni mu ba mam good morning
e bu say di see Kwesi
abusuafo ye mamu nyina achi emamu ahiehyia Ghana to Sembre eso na yadri ene baabi a ye de apakan kosi ye kwapu mantamu Eastern region achemtafo eti amanfrom eho na ye ko na omanfo e wo ho ne kira efiri tafo eni eti amanfrom ni nyina wo Ebuakwa North municipality no mu no enei ohaw bebre ne nam ho omo foot bridge bi nsamso bi a na omanfo no fa so a eja omo di twa nsuo ekọ ekuro no efa baabi enei ni o manyina agensemo sese nsuo ni so esane fom ya egu yo nam so ma akwanto ni akonia bedie be ye ohaw e de ama omanfo na ma wode wade sene odwan atoa afa yensem training George Bota so se yenka bi ma aban no nte na omeye bibi emfa homa wo
debia ha na fa kosku sani ekofie inso atoto blade nebu die sempen for se mbabuan na ekima fa so dia kofie feta blade we se ekofa press bi lo kwan ho kwan no so wa die sra ban ne mpen for se mbabuan na ekima san fa bi na se inso sa batoto die sra mo san mbabuan na ekima ye blade
ye ha o kese pa eda yen so ene eye bridge a ewo importem ha emri bi atwam abofra bi kra etum ehwe ne nkwa ama ekofa ensensem bebre ede baye ya bo assembly pon abo nanso obia emfi yen me predecessors omu fi ase nyende mesoma beto aso saa obia ne ho a ofi yen anenti me unit committee members afato yen so se yen pese sa assembly ebibesi biemu enenti yaye community engagement yaye community fundraising dodo na ye pe no ye nya ne sa nenso ye befa ne saara se nyame adom ye wo abo one trip wo ho ye wo cement 10 bags wo ho ye san wo iron rod kakra enti no ye hia adofo moa to mo beboa yen anenti ye hia adofo moa omo beboa yen esan se assembly no emfi enti ye mpese assembly besan ababiem na akofa asem kese aba onunti yabo omupon abo mfie no adofo meboa yen na yentimi enye sa bridge na emmoa emufra a okosuku yi edamase midi wie no se wohwe mempotem hanom a eye erosion high dream papa erosion high just say etutu nkrofo dan ase onunti ye besre insuo a ebayi enim se insuo ba betoto yi enye nso keto na beto no onunti ye besre nadmo ye sre nadmofo afi nso adofo emeboa yen na ema sa erosion ya etutu nkrofo dan ase no yintimi nso sa problem we ano na agofa oyele kese bia amba
yensuo ye da ha bridge na ewo so no nsuo no yiri ena de koye efi ho no enya moa bia mfi obi a ho meboa ye ama school for no twam a aya na ayehu school for no yiyi o mpabo na asefo ansa na o mo twa na nsuo no so yiri a aya na ayehu pa but where the major yeah obetimi atwam afa ha no makọ kukwenti mi kwan no so mfiefi ahoho bebre wa ha no se nti yesa na aya yem hihye pa about time for ya na yesuo ma ye manom emrewafo nkwakwafo ha na omofa na dano nsuo topa ma bridge no efa nsuo ni fa obi akwosha bridge ba ko na efa bright way ho na se ama ansa na nkwofo ba ya ye dede ko fa no aye unconscious nti yesra ban yesra mpanifo yesra ahemfo assemblyman fo so mo beboa ye na bridge ye mo ntimi nyama ye na ha na ye nyina ye fa esa na ye bre nti yesra mo pa asa mo beboa ya ha kese pa ko so efie na wo ensuo na gya ni nyina ensuo timi yiri akọ mo nyina nti me sra ya ye ben ensuo ni hu nyina se aya ye nya ahwe yie kakra e ma ye ho nsuo ne mu na obia hwe ne manom yie ne nasefo wa oba nsuo no ho so no sanka be ya nka boaboa ho ne kọ ba bia nsuo no timi mese oniama because ya brewa hapa nti yesre mpanifo sa moma boa ye assembly man for nso
ye nyamo amfi ba bia ntoku ato ne ade nyina ha yetua nsuo kwa ne kase kwa se yiri fa yen otufi a wonsa aba na bridge ho asam de first no bia beka no kura de so anu afi nwuram ni akase pa na de abisi woni abo
e odi asi obi kura na si ho
se nua no kura de enye bi kura bio okwasem nyese megu ɛhafo mpanyifo wɔ animase ni opanyi bi kura bɛba sɛ bi a MP ɔba behwɛ nso ya ma yɛkura yenye bi more than 25 years a me wɔ kurom ha a yeye sɛ kami ka bi aban bai onye bi ama wotwa na yaba esintoku ato na wotwa enyi nso no ma yɛn na nso yiri yɛn bia mwa emsafi no so mba on mai beji mati se yɛde ama contractor bra me hu contractor ko a yɛde ama no edi sɛ ubisa me a ne minim kase ne sɛ emra nua wo hɔ ne de a yɛ pai no yɛ kwɔsa slap a wo hwɛ beji tenten a yɛyɛ ne saa kwa kyire sene be ya so to a yɛbetumi afa so ɛna so nua nasa yɛnya food bridge keke koraa a sɛ be kan tumi fa so na yɛbetumi yɛnan betumi afa so na kwala ɛkɔ school wɔn tumi atwa
abusuafo wei ene amane a efri Eastern region ho ede aba na yekwa homa so na ye ne George Buta ya okofa nsem ni ba ye no edi nkoma to aso na wa kire ne meni so ede ama. Hello George.
Andakia.
Ene want to say ma che.
Ye na o mi nyame adom tofo na muso
ya nyankopon adom ya sorry de anche say onyame de wa ye ne famu de awie me da asesa no pe ya te wonka na ati baby a wo kan ho asem no baby a na nim eye men Kofodua road ya wo di fibu nso Kofodua wo say chairman from bi hye ho na ati aman from yi de no ne wo hefa side
yo me ma me sande ubisa ya na sabebepe na ati aman from ewo atemptafo Akua na baby a ye kan ama me sane a ubisa ya no say wo free atemptafo na wani tremu Kofodua ya ye bi ubesi ewo SDA Johnson efri e ho no iko ni nyina eye ati amanfurum
okay
aha ana omo fasa o hawi na empeso aso ho ni nyina no pretty ahodo na wo eho na baabi emprempren ya ye ka ho asem a omanfo ehwe wo akasafidie nso yi eho no eye bia ya adesia no dodo no na ete ho school dodo no ana ewo na nafo a school enkolai efa ensuo yi mu sane ye hu na ema me sane obisa ye no ati amanfrom no o how kasie eda ho no mo ateli ye pa eye assembly members no dodo na eye ya sen kombe na ka o masita o how kasie ano nanso o mo ye o bompanifo a bon a no mo so ya mo bom moto mu gon ye mfita ebesi nei eno ana honorable something ado granting ene imprempren o ya assembly member ewo atiaman from etese sa o how yi de onhwe emma abofra bi anase ensuo emma meyiri emfo bi ansana adese na ba bebo even court mu akese ene kasa akese ne ababa be ye ba beboa eno de onhwe maninti eno nti honorable granting eye se obatron krata ade akwa command penimfo a eka bi ewo mu eno nti ode ose ye oyo etro krata ade koma eti hin a wote abanya so emprempren ama o hin so hu se sa o ha wi tie wo de na se honorable aba no no so da betu nanim de a eno no so abema no homene so eno nti o hin so ade ose ye oyo ebo MC a eye abam nam sini a owo eye ahonom eye Charles Dakon ono ada ye MC ewo Ebuakwa North ono so ehu ya no say tade o how we tie yi de no ono so ba beto de a ene ono so be ma no homreso nti ono so de krata no atro so bi no de kokoma eye highway mpanimfo a omo wo eye Ebuakwa North ho a omo bridge maintenance ewo ho o de kokoma awan na so ante pia besi nei omo bompanimfo ba se me no ka sei enkonkosi hwe ene nti u beside de a ati aman from bridge a adesia ne fa ho ekọ school ahodo se na mekan ebesi nei ebo bia mfiri mu maaye.
I see. Ade asem na mpanyimfo mo bono feedback na mo de ba ye de ya ye ne de omo nye na so de any reason nyina so omo de ka anti a ne ye na chesa
yo wante piasa ne ubisa ide emprempren de afa na yan mura nkasa na ye de ho ba bewuram na nse kra de ba kwa ni kan se Oyerepa TV amanebo ye koko pie mu no na ye de amanebo bu de kan e de ba betu dwa no ana ohwe ati ho na ya tita tichem kakra na ya maame baako pani a ɔyɛ ɔhema ɛwɔ ati ɛyɛ ati ahemburonum ɔno ana tie yɛ kasabo yi ana ɔno nso ka sɛ ɔhaw no ɛhɔ no nyinaa na ɔmo wo bi a yɛ saa ahemburonum na ɔmo nso wo bi na ɔno ɛbaa ne saa no ɔma no hom ne so na ɔkɔɔ hɔ kɔhu ɔpani a ɔwɔ hɔ ana ɔno ɔkɔ so kyerɛ no a na ɛgya ɔbɛyɛ ne mmoa a ɛne ahemburonum hɔ no bridge a na kakane ɔmo kɔ a nsuo twe wɔn na de bi korɔ no ɛne yɛayɛ ɛbɛsi mprempren ɛno nti sɛneɛ ɛsɛm na ba bɛtɔ dwa no na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde yɛ ho ɛkɔ hɔ ɛsiane sɛ angyefia sɛ ɔkɔ ɛyɛ beayɛ hɔ a ɛnadeɛ na yɛde yɛ bridge no ne nyinaa gu hɔ a ɛnni dwumadie biara ɔbɛkɔ no na mpanimfoɔ no nenanam hɔ nanso yɛnsɛ dɛ nhu ade pɔtee a ɛkɔ akɔyɛ osi akwan a mce a ɔno yɛ abamu nam sini a ɔwɔ asɛyɛ hɔ no wakɔ na ɔno wɔn akɔkasa na bɛsi nne yi no ka bridge no yɛntumi nyɛ ma ɛmɔfra no nsuo no nso totɔ ɔhwɛ sɛ ne adehyɛ no mu bi kaayɛ no a nsuo no tɔ a ɛtumi kye nkwadaa no bi kura akɔ ama ebi kura akɔ kɔtɔɔ mu kura akɔ kɔwui ɛno na ɔmo ɛka sɛ ɛnna yi mprempren yɛ nsuo ɛhyɛ ase a ɛɛtɔ yi ɔmo ntena se nhwɛ sɛ nsuo bɛkum obi ansa na ɔyɛ aba sɛ ɔmo ba abɛyɛ mmoa ɛno deɛ agɔm ne wɔn bɛdi ne nyɔnyɔnyɔn paa ɛno nti wobisa yɛ deɛ a saa aneteɛ ɛwɔ ati amanforom bridge a adehyɛ no ɛɛfam
yɛbrɛ no so deɛ but mimi sa bridge no ɛho tɔɔkyew yi a problem we ba yɛde bɛɛ nasɛn
me maame wasɛm a wobisa yɛ deɛ ɛyɛ ahomete yie paa sɛ meha m'ani nka bridge ɛsɛn yɛ no koraa no ɛbɛyɛ mfie nsia nie
wow
ɛsiane sɛ akyɛ na ne nyinaa no wohwɛ abandadaa na otwaa mu kɔɔyɛ no saa bere ne nyinaa no na ɔhaw yi ɛte ase ɛma assembly members a wɔn wɔ hɔ ne nyinaa bɔyɛ na deɛ di kan a medi kan kora kɔɔ hɔ no kora na obi kora de to m'anim sɛ mfie nkron nie a kyerɛ saa ɔhaw no ɔmo abɔ mpanimfoɔ baa bɛsi nne yi ɔhaw no da so te ase ɛti wobisa yɛ deɛ a ɔhaw no ɛwɔ hɔ no wakyɛ
George ma memfa wo nsi ha berɛ no nti mo ne adwuma megye de sɛdeɛ waka no yɛ sɛ wopasema ka kyerɛ nyankopɔn na waka kyerɛ mframa mpanyimfoɔ bɛte na ɔmo atu ɛho anamɔ abusuafo yɛn nsɛm training George Bota ɛde amane efre poemantam Eastern region ɛti amanfrom yɛ ben koforidua ɛne akyemtafo ne nyinaa wɔ Ebuakwa North municipality mu ɛna ɔde aba yɛsɛ mpanyimfoɔ MCE a wɔwɔ ponim MP a wɔwɔ hɔ ɛne nananom ne obi kan sɛ all hands on deck obi fa ne nsa mɛto adwuma ne so na yɛnyere yɛn ho nyɛ ne mmoa na social contractor ɛda aban anaso samanyokuo bi ɛne ɔmanfoɔ ne ntam no ebi anie yɛto aba ne ma wo a na nso adi dwuma na ahyɛ ɔmanfoɔ no nkran daakye na ɔmato ne mɔ ɛde ama wo me sorry me din ɛde Akua Asieduaa PSL ladi ɛde health and lifestyle ɛbɛto amo so me ma mo nyina akye
odimo midin e di PSC la the health and lifestyle ebro na no pay betwetwe nkomo afa spices e was here spices ase ye kokon no teaching hospital ni ene mesese fua owusu ansa e di nkomo sese de ya promote no e kona nimpa anti ye ni bedi nkomo EY health and Mel Goshen I what denyame e ho so ono ane dia is that fear match yo ye benya no ahoma no so ne no edi nkomo na Kojak Pro Code ye Kojak Pharmacy no adwuma se wonya cold flu kata signs and symptoms no ebi ne se umuba oya obebo wa oho betutu ntimi na ahom yesi so na hwene mu free shro wusi utra sese yi a ba easy ba enye easy free se wonya sinusitis o sinuses no aye inflamed se wonom Kojak Pro Code 3 minutes micronized powder ne de aye enti ahoto beba ya yi sauki ye bone brane se ahoto ebeba Kojak charcoal toothpaste so omo na aye eye paste eboa ma ose enya hoden eyi nka ene kaka efru se ho ebo se no ho ban Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste every day de bia se wi su a eboa pa afei Kojak P ni Kojak F eno so emase no efa ne ntoma pefra na me kire se etoda ese no ho etimi da ho fi se ese no ho awewe ade fitaa na ye hunu no ye fre ne enamel na dia empe ene acid ebi ewanka mu ebu o enuane bi mu aduane a udi ye keka bi ekeka bia no eye acid ekorodu ese no mase no ho da ho ebasa unum nsuonyu na wush ensuohye nso aduka daya na ese two troubles one god eye hawo enti na se fa Kojak P ni Kojak F ye wo ne mouthwash ene ni toothpaste aye di twitwi ese a ebema se na fa ne toma pefra 053106 9945 0531069945 0531070020 Sister Fia mache
ye mia PSC
ye da se de o portfolio no sa tim mame se promotion no aba
Nyamiado modi ye do deputy chief dietitian.
Yes, ye ni deputy chief dietitian Komfonoche teaching hospital and aiding komo. Ye ka spices are a category of food I have friend spices.
Medase. Michia ya shefo nyina so anope. Say ye ka spice that ye wo mo ahoro mienu, but spice in general it either say the aduane no mani hwam no SCP ana ne de no emfaso dem faso na we aduane ni epegem nti ye fa no flavor enhancer ana ema center efi aduane no mpo no wuti ni ye nti wa wu taste spice na any star taste na wo de kan aduane wa aduane ni nya but Udi enya aduane ni mu a ekwakan nuane na wakeka bom na ama ne de ana ne hwam no emu epeja na ye mu ahoro mienu ye was spice natural occurring one I friend natural spices na ye was artificial spices I know most of the time you refer to monosodium glutamate
okay
ninyi na one nenso na ne mfaso a spice the can be anyway it's say PSA say obi wo ne appetite wo fom na wo ye aduane mpo na ote aduane ne hwam a eno nko ampo ma otimi start say intesio banenum ye fan salivation na che say ne ni je say obe kan aduane ni bia ahwe say on di bebre mpo at least say wo yare na what preka say nkwan pa ye de adwene ne we ya wenu ma tumpa obeje kakra no nti spice one mfaso pa say ye hu ne ye ni use ye e de mfaso bebre
okay ye sorry kafra
but
yo dear monosodium glutamate mg wo mu se bi kibu ebi so ye nchene de ne ekeka ka ho no ene foforo bi a eka wo se ye mieni yo monosodium glutamate de ne de eka ho se je ne ni akakadro ni ayim ni mienu no de he ne beboa ye ne he ne he
Medase. So you share bibia when we say video so dey make say you bibia ne nenso ne fasto. Monosodium glutamate no you say wo fa nkrofo oha emu ba konde omo react to MSG. Omo react in a sense say either say odi bibia di cube na de eguma na ne bo sofro no ni ti pai no opeso fe ne ho ye ne basabasa na kuma ebo periperi. So we obi a wote sadia na che se ene wo ho nje kra but you say in general ne de nka e safe.
Okay.
Na ne fa so ba kwa e wo ho in terms of monosodium glutamate ne say eno so wo sodium sa sodium na wo nchini mu eno na ye sister wo di nchini bebi a wo pressure cholesterol no but ye de ye fa say teaspoon nchini ba ko na ye de teaspoon monosodium glutamate na cube ba ko a nchini dodo sodium dodo e wo nchini mu no doso times 3 than near a wo cube no mu no nti wo share in terms of sodium na cube dia no nchine no ewo fomo say nchine nkasa ya de ka aduane the other side na say glutamate na ewo mo no ma increasing flavor of the food no or obia only appetite wo de cube ni aduane ma aduane na ye de nti ni pakono be pese obedi the other side na say glutamate na ewo mo no we are inconclusive finding but you say you wo bibia wa ya dwuma nsuo bi homo me fa ne ghrelin eno na kire say me didi amame nti I say stop cock to sa we no mo say 1 minute jai but would they sa glutamate ne ka waduane wa eno reduce to put the potency and sa ghrelin na ho de nti 1 minute po a wo pese wodi more that control ni was and we obi a wo show weight na de bia wo de sa cube ni di gu aduane ma wuntimi control we aduane dodo a say wodi wo bedi more than enough but yen kan hwe say glutamate na America na e bi wo yen namu enam nyina wo glutamate in toast wo glutamate there are many naturally occurring but omododo no ntese na ye di egu cube no mo no nti na say wo di cube ye aduane a one shemi ya sa nsunsun wo benya but yeah Daniel kwa the other side no natural spices no natural but you just say we ndro bebre they be am refer say covid by you say na ye de prekasa ye drinks prekasa ye bibia no na ye de ye aduane ye de ye tea ye de say bibia bi mpo di dware yes spices no natural spices sorry natural spices ni we grow bebre pepper we num po ejinka we di wie na wo pese we num ati a wo di pepper ba ko mienu tu we num na wo kamu a enu kwa poma we num ati ye natural antiseptic mani pedua no nti apart from that so share time enu mi hu ni twi but wintia curry powder a combination of spices are ya dia bom nti say yeah share natural ones na dia yes yeah ma me no mo ni mediane no apa obetimi aposa ne nsa no with natural spices a obedwen so the cube aka ho eso na cube bia anka ho nti yenhia say yeah natural spices no yeah the back make cases so say ye niane na ye wo fie na ye kire say ye ndi dododo no ye hwe say nka ye eno ye mfa natural spices na ye na wo aduane da ko wa bonten a eno bema wo exposure to MSG na cube no eno enkofa ha wo mbrel because one time ni into our control of the ghrelin no wunya hu nsunsanso nti eno ne in terms of spices yeah, especially the natural spices no yeah the keduane why ye duane be ye dro prekope amai
ye natural spices no say akakadro hwentia pepper surisa ye betimi afa dose bia ye betimi edi no dodo bia ye pe ebra ye nya ho nsunsanso ana
me da say wo hwe bibi te say pepper a ahonde no wosro Ufa pepper baako mienu mpo emu angwa ewanwa o. Emu angwa na ewo mu no nkwa just a little is very potent. And yeah, one natural spices says so who you soon be mpo aduane na enye de ebitimi ayanyo. Akakadro who you soon be when tia who you soon be aduane na enye de. So you soon in bits. In small quantities, or bill back maybe a pinch of salt, a pinch of this. Into teaspoon or yes, take a crabby because on my one dear woman or dorsum. The bit is akakadro. Akakadro is very good for the stomach. We will be a woody dear, when your digestive issue, we are painful, water tinted, your bosophone, fakakadro to wenum, pebi to unsiomo, pebi ya won't quite, Uben say. Abofuno nene afefie ni nyina ti abofo but wudi ne dodoa akakadro also was starch chasa wonya makakadro wudi gu nsuo ma wo sone we na fi so a wo be hwa ase no na ye white starch nti apart from that but starch no mpo de because ye ndi ne to say ye di dokono but me stresses as spices ni nyina no so esanse ahonde ne do so nti wudi ma ebro so a just a main example, moringa. It's a very good spice, but it's also very high in protein.
Yes.
Inti penina woody moringa. Na yamfan say, mekai say some few years ago, moringa yes started say ye hun in fason. Obi or the be ye tea, or the be ye live soup, or the be ye ne abenkwan, or ye bibi and the cocoa wasa powder ni biegum. So everything about nipakona ya moringa.
Yes.
Internet just say although me den katenkete egu menuane but esan say menuane nyina bi wo munti metimi anya hunsunsan so. See those spices, especially natural spices, they are very potent. Until we use it in very small quantities, ama ye nya hu how so e wo hu.
Yeda sepa Mrs. Afua Owusu ansa. We de na wafutuo e wo spices ho de twato ene say.
Me that say yes spices in fact they say ya and say yeah twi adwea akoye natural local spices are ye wo. There are others also if you are but yes spice na say wo hwe na bebo wa faka ho. And this month, Confanoche at 70. When we say this year, Confanoche is celebrating 70 years. And last year, Confanoche year, 1954. Now, year 30 year, June 1955. Into year, this 70 years. You see, you have cooking competition, you have food fair. I didn't know, yes, I actually had GST, and Nyoma, you what that, you natural, local, and Nyoma, you bet me the Akakan, you Diane. Nti say me fedu media so me dey invite a man for wa wo ton ya be food fair so nti ya be sisi apata wo Confanoche ha say wo ton bibi a ye aduane afam na wo pese ya ma wa apata na wo be 3 days from 24 to 26th of June so wo ba say me gitsa me number ya de 2 ja ama for fra ye betimi ama wo nya wo betimi aya wo beka program no ho ba wo mbe ja patempo a emre no so a ye celebrate ye local spice wo be hwe Confanoche see o be ye aduane ye competition papa impenifo no mo bebo apron sada no from 24 to 26 Yambra na yabaya cooking demonstration na ye kire alternatives nyoma ye betri di akaka ye duane we be ma ye duane SPA sita ya ye local food ya na aboa amanfo
muji sika na ye be hwe no mbaji sika
ye sika ye free of charge.
Wow.
I just wo beji apata dia no say na ye beji apata na nkonya nti ye beji bibi kaka but ye free of charge wo pese ye be screening ya ye talk wa ha say wo Confanoche baby Confanoche store the one no ye be sisi apata ye be ye blood donation nyina wo ho nti amount for omon prepare a month and the last week of June.
Okay.
You say we ya bought the enough time I bet me say when ya beka program.
Eda sepa we nyame adwuma nti fa contact ni to dwa Confanoche dwumadi.
Pacho say o peste o beka dwumadi you na wonya more information a wo betimi afa 0244 48 9810. 0244 489810. That's it.
Miss Vedas now son now bakono. Minim say Owura John Dramani Mahama why preventive primary health care dwumadi wa launch no about 3 weeks in here. Minim say what one sem a. See you boy ho ban free yade ho. Na ade ba akwa mani tuamu ye edidie ye first. Preventive ye bedidie no nti wo betu nkrofo fo say bi wonya sika kakra. Fa bi ma obi a wo nim die wa aduane ho no nkyerɛ se ro be si edidie. Me pa cho ana me kasa ma kene.
Yes, well, yeah, Nancy, some years now, what we who send a diane, a timmy sister near my fa, a timmy control mudo because especially mudo, yeah, Kukram Yaria, Kumayara, and Ademina, Beba, Umudo, and a fire by. Now, wouldn't now Google, now what type how to reduce a Google, dear AI, a betcha near mama. But a young specific to war as PSC and Alexa now beer or what we uncle say would need special needs. If they hear say, Obebe who dietitian and over confirm not na EY health na there. Yeah, why a bebo na ya church mundia because preventive health it's the best and chema yare ne mansa. Usha wedri ani die ye a wobetimi anya check. Yare a webusu enu mpo wobenya mpo a na che say why mre why akokra 90 100 years na afi na yare ne ba. Enso nyame ye ebetimi abamusta.
Yedanse kayi ko keri wayade anope ene nchechira wode amaye yes eno no enti pinti bia na me hwefufu ayo ma edemu anu akai run about enam sisuko to ma bi ti say India point no so hu udi age kwhweko epa o chewo eno ho asem eno no yeni di ye na obi ni mo bi kire wetu akokonfa no che se mun kire me munya maduane ma me fise me amakoto so mo planning crofo aduane ewo ho diwe anopa diwe china diwe ebeboa o fise aduane no de ni nyina hye designer wear etwitwa kente pam a won so nkwa no ebeye tia enti yeni di ye na emom no wunimu a mo bi enchiro kokonfa no che a ekwanya no eda ho. Happy birthday to Ruth. So what Ruth? Where are you? God bless you. What? Happy birthday to Ruth. So what? Oba so no. Oba osipisita. Aha yedo baby ewu. Nyame hrawo. Wo ye nurse wo Mamponten Government Hospital. Wo say social media personality. Happy birthday to Ruth. So what? Yankopon hrawo no onye okese. Wo ye nurse wo Mamponten Government Hospital. Sanso and a player ba. Happy birthday to you. Player ba. Happy birthday to Jordan Minta Ellis. Yetafro player ba. Jordan Minta Ellis. Happy birthday to you. Uko Christ Foundation Academy. Biasi new site. Efru papa. Jordan Minta eno mame. Michaela eje eho. Happy birthday to you. Me mame ne blessing ayama or ebu akwa. Me mame blessing ayama. Oko ebu akwa deeper life. Aye. Ena mama Doris Jamena. Yankopon eshraw pa. So me dey the PSC lady ye change over me move over na fe Kwesi Park was na take over or dem cross over the ba no ye OBT agenda in a deserve encantadios adios.
Oyerepa TV.
nations coming in with proposals, some memo and everything, we as Ghanaians also have to dig deeper into our cultures, our customs, our values before we came out with what was passed on Friday. And in fact, when it was passed on Friday, it was even a surprise to me, because I know that they were going to start the consideration of the bill. And that was the instructions I left before I went to attend to other activities. It was Friday, and members wanted to go home early to their constituencies because we were going to sit today. And so I knew they wouldn't have completed it. But all of a sudden, I read about this passage. I reacted, and later I saw on TV all the things that happened. And so this evening, I have asked the leaders to meet me in my office. So they will be here for us to go through it. This is such a critical bill that we believe there must be consensus. Well, it's not about passing bill. It's about implementing it and making sure that it benefits the people. And so leaders of both sides of the House will be with me this evening for us to discuss what next after the passage of the bill. And I'm very sure that being men and women of wisdom will find a way out and to get all Ghanaians to buy and take. We are grateful to all those who have come out with the commendation of the good work that Parliament has done. But we want to assure them that whatever discussion we'll have will be to better what has already been passed. It won't take any shine of it.
President Mahama promised that this bill passed in 2024. That's what he promised that he would sign. He didn't promise to sign an amended, deleted, mutilated, and surgically bastardized bill. He didn't promise that he would sign another version of that. And that's the reason why, when he even promised that he was bringing his own version of the bill today, he hasn't brought it. Because he's perhaps waiting for the 2024 one. So what is so difficult in Parliament giving that old one to him? What at all is wrong in the old one that NDC don't want to give to President Mahama to sign?
The only reason Ghana's in the news. It has been one.
Yeah. Parliament has been considering it, and it was supposed to have been passed last week. There have been a few issues raised. One, that there wasn't quorum when it was passed. That's an issue that has come up. And then two, there were some procedural lapses in terms of its passage. I just got some communication that the Speaker was reading a statement to address the issue of the lapses in the passage of the bill. And so, like I said, when I was the opposition leader, the President has a number of options in this matter. It must come for assent. And so once the President gets it, you go through it because you are not part of the discussion in Parliament. And so the legal representative, the legal counsel in the Presidency and the Attorney General would sit on it because it was a private member's motion. Right. This was not a government bill. And so we'll look at it and make sure that everything is in order before the President is advised to assent. The President has another option if there are some things that he thinks are a problem. He can refer to the Council of State for advice. The Council of State is an advisory body to the President, and so they will take a look at it, and then they will advise the President. And if there are issues, substantial issues that are raised, the President would return the bill to Parliament, indicating exactly what the issues are. And so there's still quite a while to go before that bill becomes law.
Thank you for setting that out so clearly. Let me
Bibia Akua Bebium Edeba Oyerepa TV so. You be OBT agenda. That is Oyerepa breakfast time agenda, of course. Ana itanasi na yedi ye enkomo na watch the videos in be. Now to pay one of the things you'll be looking at the anti-LGBT bill no. And in your man penika who about some procedural lapses. And the lack of quorum in parliament, yenya the right needed numbers to pass the bill. And particularly the concerns of the minority. And I want to turn home. What to turn home, and I pose the question we asking this morning. MMDAs, and I say MMDCEs. For some time now, there's been a conversation. I say Thomas Swaba. Cabinet finally at the Chishaba say, Omo appoint you me, will be the last batch of MMDCs be appoint you. Subsequently, no, will be a person be the MMDCs a idea sandy panel, a better no swaba and your appointment to be. Na anope ye bede ho enkomamene the former NALAG president and former DC for Central. Honorable Ebenezer Akua Asieduaa. Or Ahumane so. I'm ending come another pay. Honorable Akwaba.
Yeah, media Baka.
Na Bibia Boko there.
Nyanko Pada Roma, any of you in Timmy Hoyepa.
Yeah, I am yasi. Honorable, what did DC pay? Na per your experience, you know, this conversation about Sayen Tomo Swaba subsequently, you know, from where you sit and the experience you have. Do you think, say, Sebi, about the development of this country and now, especially at the local level?
Urapaka, the Ubisabesa, make us say yes and no.
I
there
see.
Be and yet there be.
Me too.
And I say, Annie, the entire make us say, the two bar, a only soon so. So my penny is what only soon so.
Right.
And Tibroni say on advantages and disadvantages.
Advantages, right.
Na yes. Na the kind say Sabria ye say bra ya jamayanya the best chance and na say a coin beer ya you bit me yes no. If we say article 243 clause 1. Ghana ye constitution and last year mrekuni ya sa emrano entrench ye ka say entrencher lecture sa ultimate sano abrekwa ya parliament unya bese to test ya omo betimi agiatum and also this osai referendum
a referendum ka ho
intino yes and also so intino enya dia ya eda compare intisi ebe yo se meyo ene sabria na de woman say all over the world, say majority of countries, you know, ye to this is for swaba. And ye no, a woman say ye and quad ye. A mine will be this is for or my opinion in the U. It will say no, more or less, no, a ye modern trend and I say best world practice. About one, said to one or on yet to. Now, it's so anything. The Etikano say, or my penny a year, or how I almost say. When pano ya ubejino no ase ono ni party ene omampani no kwa na otie no na eti say ne loyalty no to omampani ene abaya ya wi no na samanfo okura ya omo kromo ho na na se omo mantemo ho no ase onfa ho afensu ye no a ya na edinsu saso ba wa wote se owie na ya na eba abra ye koto no so aba and a fair party for one term in some way, it is still be and also so no, a fair so ye know near to no swapa, a something for no see panel. Now, this is up where you from, and I say, and also no quite well to pray. Nana, but one cry at one. Yes, as I said, 2/3 of the assembly members present and voting, and also and simply because they are on purpose. Assembly ni bi ebaba to aba no obehu kwa obekọ kwan bi so aya o ma assembly member no o makra eno so ye haw na fei ema onipa bi aya manfo ni nyin ho na ebia ono so do no sabi onye competent na chese woni nimdie ana woni nimdie ana hoden ya obetimi die ya dwuma no na no so no ye na ba bet na manfo so afei onipa no ba isan so ma bani na yi no ntino Continue your bandia. Yeah, the Ebia Robin Poye, Ebia Assembly Command no Eba. And that's a mark on to me any day, and come once.
Right.
But see a swap near and also no Edibani. The Edibani said, it's me, I'm my Nipano, I have to no swapan. For you, dear. Yeah, a mouth for no one, you know, and you say, be our company and the you know. And you never say, Obronisi accountability. Yeah, you. It is as a soldier now, ye day, ye pay a day,
right.
And I feel the toss of you. And my son, swap. It is me, and my son, Nipano, or no, MP, now almost so ye elected. It is ye prim from to you, man, and ye MP, one amount for the beverage or so. What's your swap? It is so aggressive, with me up one mouthful. I feel the toss of you. I dear a friend say, winner takes all, no? It's me free ho. Say, be a possible positioner. Next year to a back, next will lose presidential elections. I get be a friend, or also bet me and your before. If you know to know a boy. You can't be also know a boy, what we call local democracy. Local democracy is say, what the area to Abama woo. And you know, as I said, and pray no, you who near way. Swung. That's our company in the year a year word there. Night is our company and I didn't go because and your man for ya or more. Now say, you also view. And he said, get me what Emma a man for get me at that this you know, and I said, yeah, yet what a man no. And why near over here at the mouth. But I also how can I will move it. Pakamesa or how can I will move you. What do you mean?
Mitonga.
Aha. Or how can I will say? Your friend BB says security of tenua. Only pan away in every. You have to about me. I am say, Obaka say, I said your own penal, home free. And she said, Pia to a man to say, well, yes, they call you, same call you. And they did so much me in the free hole. Or how about why woman? The also be. And they say, the Brony friend say, balance between local authority and central local autonomy and central authority. The fact that mechanics are near the Pocky Moa, yet they can say, all to say, central authority, no, I fire, which is only to me. And then local autonomy, no, to say, Momo, and locally, no, and some so much a number beer. Yeah. More, when you get water in some way. But say, and compassion balance before more. The other man said, if you cannot act in this street, or say, I'm not going to have a man, if you open way. And Pabasa, and you have a better. Even in the airport, so, Nigeria, Boko Haram, baby, I am one. And why you to about?
It's honorable. Ceciano, you share the Niaoka advantages and the disadvantages.
Yeah.
From where you sit, your experience,
yeah.
And would you in our office say, or say, or mine, yeah,
okay. Maybe from where I sit in the day, the jury says a theatre because the bread do set to a bar. Now, Mount when you know, you two says a theatre. Because Ghana won't be praying, no, if he says a theatre. And you know, maybe I am a TD as a theatre.
Is this a yen to a ban because your party decision, as in NDC for decisions, say to a banner, and I will support and I say, you think that genuinely that is the way to go?
Almost I studies. Almost I go around the busa, you know, company, Nana do Brasso, almost go around, Busa, Nipan Bebresi and Tuaba.
Okay.
A Ghana for decision, and NDC for this. Enti no sama for bebresi anto abadia. Me so me Ghana ni bigidi say to aba.
Na the bone of contention no.
Right. Se beto aba no a. Paka me so madwini ni. Die di kan no etese eye non partisan.
I will say non-partisan.
Yeah, it's a say non-partisan. The teacher say non-partisan. They say, "Oh, say Ghana, your politics, no. And yet, Papa Biasa, you see a to a bar. Or when there's in the woman be no, say a cassa, you cut the yeno, partisan. When we mean to a new general elections at the same time."
Now, honorable, I know, and chum, and I hear as of mine, chum, because why a DC pen? When him say in the local assembly, no make assemblyman elections, no.
Yeah.
I am partisan. But yeah, him say MPP and this in a Kakojina Tuabano. It's a chum. I was idea and I was say I am partisan. At the end of the day, MPP and this Wako shake to like a Tuabano. So why don't you just open it and do it partisan preco? No, be say na ekona say na ekono. Na ye na partisan na chum some na ye no. Honorable.
Enya chum pra. The enya chum no say. Emrana say a non-partisan. Enti ni omu ni e pasa party for omu nye primaries. Ultimately. Say a partisan na, is a party for a primaries no more unipa. Na so mo unipa, the beba me say, the beka say party ni bia gi say ono na auto abama no. Paka, the make an otia say.
No me too.
Bias kasa ye non-partisan na. Obi a ya wo ye MPP ni, obi a wo ye NDC ni. Nessa na digi ho say of a so called pre-DC ya. Put me and children the same man and conquer pre-DC. So they make a notice here.
Me too.
But a partisan. Let us say a papa prayer. We are NDC near, just a party in the U. We are MPP near, just a party in the U. But a non-partisan. We are NDC new. We are MPP new. Who did this a man for a what? Over course of factory. It's in another basa.
Honorable. I say didn't come out. Honorable. Would you do me say assembly elections and non-partisan? Would you do?
Yes, we get to say non-partisan because the brand say non-partisan.
Good. What side did you say assembly elections? Although a non-partisan there, more MPP and NDC and a contest elections. Would you do?
Wow.
Honorable, would you do and I wouldn't do? Would you do? Wouldn't you do, sir?
Now, so at the same time, you only put the prayer. What a region, you only put the prayer NDC for. Make a stronghold. You now so more break. So they make an otias here.
Mate.
But the Papa said, what they make an otimas here. They do say a pre elections that. Ubin kasa MPP ni ba ko pen empre. And NDC ni ba ko pen empre. Ni ba be pre na pre. But even though you nim,
it's the honorable say a ban is saying am ye elections now. NDC for Timika say, oh, we have won majority of assembly elections, no. And now MPP Timika say, oh, we have won majority of the elections, no. Local Sebeng, and I'm want to say that knowing that and non-partisan. And I make say, I don't see any MPP in NDC. But the ratio MPP in NDC, I credit say, young call for me name. Yeah, go for being a and I say, in fact, the last local assembly election we had, MPP, NDC claiming credit there. They have won more of the assemblymen election. MPP was also saying that, oh, they have won more of the assembly election. Honorable, where are you?
The entire maker say, and you say, most of the time, no, any pan or more papa dinano. Even though we are NDC ni, even though we are MPP ni, we are not going to show up for elections. And some every club who so NDC ni and also MPP ni. So they make an OTS here.
Mate.
Every club no I am not going to. And yes, be a party for no now for Fanapa. Never more no. We are so in Ghana a party to be over here with Gina. But what but or Papa Gina no? Maybe a man for the Musa. We are NDC ni, and also MPP ni. Enti eto abani wia me kasasa obia ya matna tampe wache Now because of that, and your party in the year, no, so assembly wa, easy. So it means that individual here, because me my DC for a long time. The pastor wouldn't make us but the party now you know who send a party assembly. As I said, you have people into the line because you have the party now you want to be a party better beyond and one else will do so. But the party now you know no one the pastor assembly manner. And no party Nino to me is a chinchina the back energy.
Mate, it's what I'm here. We say about 20 years and we should do it on non-partisan basis. Now, can it?
Yes.
Mate.
Aye.
Medasi.
Medasi.
Mate.
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 I can assure you that the being who have a cancer district because you know partisan. Primary is not a no. Any part of the pocket, but also a nice watching.
Mate. Oh, Medasi, another pay. It was for that's Honorable Ebenezer Kwaku Frimpong, or a former NALAG president and a former DC Secretary Central. Now the position, in fact, the NDC is say, I know what person you DC biano. Can say about Swaba. Now the bone of contention, and I said the disagreement under Akufo was that no partisan political elections. The NDC, on the other hand, can say no non-partisan. It became a hula balloon, a year more of Chimamenche. At the end of the day, Nanado aborted the process. Or say, when you fast forward, John Mahama Ba, or Sisi and Sao DC, Sao MC, you know, ever turn swaba. Or my appoint you more last year, no, or say this is the last batch. It is subsequently, no, or more you are going for Ninano, ever swaba. So, I'm prepare legislation, the Akua Parliament to go and do all the necessary amendments, you know, and I'm sure it won't happen within this 4 year. I am sure, say after 2028, you know, the next batch of MMDCs, you know, they be a Tuam Swaba and former Secretary Central DC Kase. I'll say yeah non-partisan because say a partisan we be no a bekoso our assembly. And it was a very important point. Say candidates, you know, a bit cheska. So much cheska, amoka assembly, meti amoka. So now the question is, ye delegate for no. Why do we demand money from the people before we vote for them? And also can't be an omano and quay. And I'll pay the sound common AC. Now, my guests are already seated in the studio. I'll introduce them to you shortly and I'll pay. Now, ye DM Komo. Now, and there's a story flying, sir. Bank of Ghana. Mokau new headquarters no year no same be about at the time. About say wasn't necessary somebody who says dino and it wasn't necessary Mrs. Dino. A bushano and a bar say I bind the person what tones are dying now and not a dino we see the new Bank of Ghana headquarters. I bind person what tone for $260 million. Until year. I buy person what tone $260 million. Now, just this morning, I've been sent an information, sir. Side information fly, sir. A buying is considering the sale of the Bank of Ghana headquarters, you know, for $260 million, you know. And you know, crap. It's maybe I bet this seminar. Say I can TV show, say I can radio subiano. I appreciate it and know that and you know, crap. It is not true. It's false. Now, way if Bank of Ghana for and Eba and nano paint, you know. Let us all disregard the information. Say Bank of Ghana or my new headquarters, for our cantonment. For those of you who know there, our cantonment. Because it's a very nice edifice. We don't more across Central, no, Omefiwa, and our cantonment. And that new building, the people were raising a lot of concerns about it. But in nano pay, the information is that Sa in some fly say almost town a Bank of Ghana headquarters no the busia and yana cre it's a no ABC na anopay I'm fast dama a year faithful party clinic for they've been amazing and I said I'm home for make a crap me call her. Now they were super amazing. In fact, especially Dr. Esther. It's a not pay Dr. Esther. But you're moving first right now. You may moving first. It's a pay me the Asieduaa Dr. Esther and all the colleagues of more a fatal party clinic for the support. I will call on me shop come up, me check your win some more and the other day. It's a pay there. And I say, and I made the mama. Now, me war Dr. Isaac Tufowaha, or NDC Regional Communication Team member, or Waha and the Aropay. I'll be expecting Dr. Keskin or Usupoku, or MPP Regional Communication Team member, and MPP Regional Communication Communications Officer hopeful, or Mesoko Communications Officer. No nyambe dua. Na Dr. Isaac Tufo. And I will have another pay. In fact, I affectionately call him Dr. T. I'm for say it didn't know the past. I'm friend Dr. T. Is it Dr. T? I come out of pay.
Yeah.
Na important to say.
Oh, Christo Adome Hoyapa, me did so so.
I'm not dumb, and then the Ahmadin Ewo. Yeah, Eboko. I'm expecting the presence and I'm kind of Dr. Keskin. Owusu Poku Onyambedu. I don't know why. Instead of 5 minutes after 8, Onyambedu yet. Obedu, of course. He will join the conversation this one. But since Doc were here, we'll kick off the conversation. We'll call social media or you part TV Ghana like a page of our come and go home. Make idea mind there. Maybe a phone line in there. Now join the conversation. We're doing Kwesi Parker Wilson. Another people. We start off with the LGBT bill. Now, His Excellency John Mahama, I can't say Mika Kradia found minority for every certain concerns. One key concern, and he said, no, now, NDC for passing, in 2024, no, I'm about 2025, 26, almost a ceremony baby, the bill is empty. And Yadia, a beboa, ama, sabutana, ye per se, Yakutia, a ye LGBT related activities, no, a be juba. No, that day now more shagana for more. Say mono but oh back at my day. Yeah, come on, you no pay. More shagana for more. John Mahama before the 2024 campaign, I catch you so Bob best sign it. I feel mobile, I'm a catcher say, oh, Bernard Pan, it's expired with the old parliament. Then young Casagosam officer, a cocoa that John Modada. Okay, well, yeah, no, we and 19 for the bar parliament to be. Fast forward, my passing dona. And no man a woman also ye bites na and my bone Gina Brannan. When you in a result bill, my passing door. So ye empty bill, Dr. T. NDC must come to Ghana for Tanamwe.
Medase, Sinapaka, Wakonya, or the Amame, Mecha, Namada no production team.
Right,
say Mamma Yakonya, say Metraha. She I have phone in our son and no magic breast. Or money, don't be tea. Young Koma EBD.
Right.
Ghana, ever drinking a home. My Miss Mabak, when I'm a fan champion phobia. My His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Our Koma Pania dream powder about the boo, my Ghana. Necessary pa. And I may you whom ye whom. His Excellency, baby, I will be a nano pay, the chair. I mention Ashanti Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amokwene. Our dream panning to see a pa or their bar or Boama Santimantem so. The AC free national cake in Ibiano. Yenya or put Ashanti region on the map. Also, ya bed just one Chibiana Kutukum Bridge.
Yeah.
Once and by a regional minister being the proactive leader. No, share the Nimuama Wood Minister Barama within 3 months near. In the Sataso Bridge, Ibu Mampondia at Jurane Mampontemi.
Video was very devastating. Say,
by within the proactive in our side, I'm as say nipa wo kwan no so a omo ye contractors wo kwan no so omo ye nti no so but for say the warrior quarter than also very kora
enye na chinye
nti we dey nim say acha ne bosom emi ensan so 9 dey na mampon na adwurafo bakoma atom yem na bridge no so yaye
right
adwura ho no ma fie be dey ho free say kwame nkroma Ghana buy light nko ho as 16 communities last 2 weeks ya the light akọ nti doc bia obi a chia na koso a suma sante ne asante mantem na yenim se obre enye kwa obre enye kwa sinapaka ewiase a yete no and then komo no me try my best pa say me nya no political na emum de Ghana ni bia susu ene de Ghana ni bia ehwe no president for onwum bi eno crash me Pentecost ye to say ni atetefo no hwe ye no eno na ne enya bami
okay
de atetefo no hwe ye ne seden say ye bechichiri kuro ye bechichiri yaman na yaman bekoso na wo hwe abrabo mu no hwe ni pasity mu a ye ono ma be nan a ukwati na enye ukwati na ni pass be hye de di kan esa wo home
right
de toso ese udidi udidi wia esa onum nsuo
right
enu ntina omo say ye nkwaye omo say ye nsuo no ye bet obetena ha de bia wo kekam na wo hwesa aban de no ma begu akwama omo ye galamsey omo twa ye nua omo ye sa no ma ni nyina na ebeba from because ye dachi ene ye survivor and omo say the last on the list is 6 se bema no oba ehia se ya ha nyina se nei yes ya nwubiem ewiase obiaso nwubiem the next 100 years human race no yasebesh
in fact China I was there I think somewhere 2013 on the policy by some more back because now the population are cost road that policy just last year how much policy na science say ye because omo we some numbers no drop it it's me no yarn on that
enye no bi no so won de obeye no obe body pa ase a eye se oman anase bebi owo bia ne soritia anu ntina Ghana fo nyinara sam frama isha se boy yesi America fo agiatum se be ma ne be ma nware yesi Germany hwan South Africa we agiatum ye de yesi nye ayinu akro enyo obi na kira akro nyame nye broni na ebe kire yense ese survive inti Ghana nyinara obiara ye be ka bom na ya hwese besi saade na ko ye masa suban no boman no e ma ye mamu ha ene ye di Ghana for kasa ena MPP na wo so na nado ne ba omia kwotena parliament o mo twetwen na sia na ampa ye pass law ye pass ya ese ko president ho no sign no after na ye twen mamentwe between the president and the parliament why they to me then I will na be na for the nam court you Richard you know Sky
we Sky
okay Akua the lawyer here where you were baby kwe
Morris Ampau Akutampa
omo nyina lawyer Akutampa omo nyina the court delay adena crocodile the Jones I am sign and NDC bond to ye share boss ye ba emra ye betimi a share bebo Ghana ho ban na bebo ye dache ho ban say ye be ma abusua tenase ye be ma nipa tenase ye be koso aware ne yawo se ne be ya ye be race no ya ascension no NDC bond to na Ghana for G2 mu na e ba ya and they come back and can pese obo sa anyu o ka obeyo o ka
me tim boss anyum no Dr. Tim boss anyum no because say now cash obey na wo ye because not possible no but bill no according to the minority it rather promotes LGBT activities no it be boss anyum no ma wenye ye because enye na mo kasa ba enye na mo ye
sinabaka me so we nya kwa ahwe
of course ma hwe bill no
hefa na bill no ya twro ana ya hyehye se NDC aban se no mre so na so wo hye ama Ghana for se ti se de oba nkuhia
Onyen cars I will build no.
And no Ghana. And Ghana for Shano.
But bill no a journalist for Mutan TV so I can't watch them. Listen, more in the fact. Say, more in the say
I can't watch
lawyers for there also you punish your money that day, more in the so the law on my pass there, but it rather promotes a LGBT activity and not stop it. Sana end before no and
I'm like say a journalist for can once yet here once I'm making it ran ye free musa they say obi ntimi he said obi ntimi kan once man as and kan once me you almost say ye free me so what
kind brano we almost what kind brano
Embrano the main purpose of the law no was what to prevent oba so mobile worry. And you know, Ghana for sure. And it's still be or best or best only the sick and Japan, then the win or the best or best shaman for Trimus. Yet, man, and then worry, Beman and worry. And you know, may a woman and so make us me Mabusu and the son of man in Embranitia. Sawariano Gan Embranisi and Jim too.
Because I'm looking at Embrano, what has he said? Media houses and civil society organizations are openly will promote LGBT activities. No. Bill ne buy no now a 3 months to 5 years imprisonment. We ye free. And this for we yadi.
Entisa.
The entisa it is.
The entisa they say emreya e wo sisi no. So bi emreya se wo sisi no. And na me hwese me bi ba me. Emreya wo sisi so bi e boni trimo po. Senne wa betena Sebi, you know, Oyerepa national platform is so. No, so be born the wuru say man mema and warrior obana ba any bema and bema warrior and ran say won. E betwe naso and entwe And these are simple questions ayo. Me dey me ya MPP normal mo ye hu nyina. So wonya bibia ma waso a. Emmo no kro no.
I see.
Oh, I am to say, oh, now so got the Ghana for him say, Emraben ye dear sisan adiana no quite. Says to by born in the born in the
must make sure I say old bill ni say no. Much also people who dress in a manner that depicts them as people of the opposite sex. Jobia or dressing or you know what to say I can kojo besiano. Danka in Chisha or no says I depend ya chiwa. Ubenya up to 7 years in prison. But more NDC for more parliament and day. To exclude people who are able to prove it, say, though, or yes, I did it, but on LGBT at the end. It's when I'm here from, you know, you are wicking the bill. Like, what is so good? So I say, my dear, no, no, upper form.
When is never going to date me, na make us say, MPP, need your moya, no munya, no man. Ghana have a pass bill, process better film. If a pass bill. Na yewo nipa be ku be mi nsa bi a say ye aban no o de be fa the minister so say be MP say private member bill and I say committee of parliament be issue no be draft no de akọ o mo de ko parliament a fair e ko parliament o mo read e friend first reading and no title no nko an o mo ka o mo wi a ye de ama committee no nye MDC for nko an so
committee
MPP for na e ka ho both majority and minority and a form the committee no no invite experts near who don't know draft omuvia about the second reading ne why about samreno bill ya can yes bia your cotnas and ya jatum see the you know issue or your pension neighbor you we ni akofa issue fufuro na dia besu the committee ne tenase o mo dwendwen ho no na untim for jo ne hwan asefua ne o mo nyina wo so bi no and one about parliament. It's so child who near pass here na betena home and yet say, hey, yeah, water it down. Yeah, they ensure the free fan. So
down. Now, a free parliament, I will say call a year Omampeni Akachi. Now, or then it's a chassis. And this is why this is a very interesting point. Because Omampeni share your book, because John Mama was share your book, say, what bar one no. Say parliament a pass here. What the sign. Now, your then candidate Mahama or Pomsi and then I got to Chatham House. Catcher say the bill is far from becoming law. Dr. T. another scam, great scam at Jawama Day in the NDC. That be it's one year imagine about the bill.
And some about question is no. You bill no. Close 3 was say 1A urban was say a person shall not engage in a sexual intercourse with a person of the same sex. Yeah. And you're Ghana for it.
Of course,
so me reading in
oh, reading me I know that already.
And Emrano net na busu pa den na Ghana for hwehwe.
Julia no say you say Beman timin and that Obani timin that and one is done for you.
Oba AG na wakati say we kwhye machine asese doctor amfa no nane da ne normal na ye be mama da no oba nyina ni nyina mra no against
it's a man up that is your on person sign or say pass the so sign that is Johnson so sign
menim say you know you are doing your job I no mean to me blame you and no line of questioning mean to me question but baby anyway his excellency agina wakacho say
also it's far from becoming a law
we are with him say
you say when it quacks like a duck walks like a duck, sounds like a duck. It's just a duck.
Different.
You know, the journalist question was a direct one. Who be signing and I won't sign it. A yes and no answer. One penny the water procedural lapses. Quorum. No on names no man. It's one sign. It's one sign. John one sign.
BBS and the and
it's one sign and one sign.
I didn't know one sign.
Into one penny sign.
I didn't know one sign.
No kind of no sign.
I didn't know one sign. Who busan say CM mo de call parliament say etia bema ne bema and oba no oba ware no ti see no parliament a pass and you see a drew say the my president the sign and wo twa agene so ono so ono e beto ne mama na sign there only issue but wo hunu say minority for no raise issues of quorum minority na person mo kire yen say emra na ya gya tum no kra no mu ne yenso omomre mu parliament on yen so minority for now and one no twe wadwene say the minority for no cry ekeni it that technicalities near you know enye NDC and his excellency John Dramani Mahama no nya na so be san emra no say no Ghana oni Ghana onya beduru yet at the parliament emra no beto bill no beto nanim mate say ne sign levy yi free honom no covid tax in the levy yi free honom sa no dey only bia so one sign ye kwhye obi achi ene ye court ene ye we ye ni samre no the Ghana for and no ne be ya ma no
dog na na de e ban say
we the one you there
NDC needs menum yemeda a good but a better change on Muhammad Deno a better change Frank Abakohne Deno and a better change as you do Katia Deno now Mechia the next president of Ghana Dr. Mamadou Bawumia Namachia the running mate to be which I believe is a better Dr. Matthew Poku Prempen Mechia Dono Kwapia the next Ashanti regional chairman Namase a party in Penny 4 more Ashanti region constituency 4 part for ina say mo amoson fo so na me ya dom na ye bie mu a betumi ho asi osmesom say the regional communications officer for the party anamai madom because in the 21st century no say communications anko ya emfa ho ne the kind of organization and leadership you're going to have bibia no a ebekoye etimu hi obi a otse adwumadi na say now over the years now I've demonstrated amply say adwuma mu de mamia betimi aye amanse saka na minia me bada metie LGBT sense and I think say to four has been very economical with the truth on kind of crunch and I'm very disappointed but my analogy is very simple me buy ya or a pencil see someone na mama me because say insu ni numbi now ka say on no more what would be the reasonable judgment me too this insu ni contaminated and I say insu poison NDC former Ghana for na edikan je to mu say emra na emre bi parliament pass here no samra no was okay obodo mu ba ya John Mahama na ko shia so for say oba ya obe pass emra no nesa no kan and NDC former na o ma pass no what is sa emra no to there na da ho before ne ho a different on to be ba no be catch we say and they go to first reading second next onye no krana no person catch you what parliamentary democracy say what say why report from parliament NDC numbers of more parliament no just o mo ka say at the pebi wo ho and at the boni bi o mo person be I didn't want to hear o ma based on their numbers o mo hear people to do it unim asma Abambagwin aka. Abambagwin say, Joy News.
No, of course we've seen.
I say anti-LGBT bill passage on Friday was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
The instruction I left behind was for consideration. Yes, I didn't consideration. And MPP for who say, NDC for no I didn't be my running my drew no year free. So the suspect say a private members bill no. Honorable in team for joining the team no, they were going to withdraw it. Said now after the president Mahama, I want to say the executive ebelia wabeli.
Exactly.
So they quickly pushed it through. The only one said now me know tie din komu. And the based on some way are passing. Advocacy for LGBT illegal. Unim say.
The him for the advocacy for LGBT illegal.
In the old Emrano, na e wo mu say, untimi nkɔbɔ LGBT ho dawro, sɛ nkɔfo gintu. O say Ghana amamra no. Say bibi wo emrani mu, anase bibi enim for instance, enim emrani mu say me bɔ wasuma ebɔne, ana me asɔto ebɔne a me asɔto a me nyɛ ebɔne. What you say? Say enim emrani mu say me kunipa ma ebɔne a, me kunipa me nyɛ ebɔne. And say na emrani mu no enim say advocacy for LGBT. Any crime.
And man, which clause of the bill?
Well, I'm say the old bill it was in, but the new bill is not in.
The old bill it was in.
But I say any munintino. Oh yeah, when you're bonny.
Okay, but you see, but Keskin, wouldn't him say old bill on the call nanado hon, and yen on the bar nan pal.
The other thing, question,
you know that. No, fine. I agree. It wasn't transmitted to him. I agree, but old bill at the 8 Parliament pass here no. Do you know, say, the same bill and on the other hand?
And yet the same bill.
You agree?
But I agree.
It's either changing.
That is what I make us say.
What I say that.
That's what I make us say. The only I say the question na do kono. And you know, no come John Mahama. And I'm there show no analogy here.
You. And then more in team for John a corner. Omo new bill about 9 Parliament.
Debbie. Yes, sanity. To was it.
I can.
Message to was it. The whole argument around the LGBT Mrano has been say NDC4 MIT say Mrano ye perfect na Kenya cry for Ghana Mrano. No mo for Ghana Mrano, do mo say san ya edin Ghana no bi Kenya share. Eti question a obi ebusa ne say aden na NDC ba ye no mo say new parliament na aba no. And then come for the same na no mo change date then parliament approve. Me ba to what?
No. Question. Asem na wo kan, man o but I'm saying that Sam Bana Sam George say Kenya for fan. Sam Bana with the bad and non-parliament. That's what I want you to understand.
That is not the information I have. Except so with my mommy, a superior fact.
I will get you what the superior fact.
No problem. So now what has happened?
Because you see me back. Let's you get the people.
No problem. Go ahead.
The old bill no and stop but the but the best and then I go project here, mommy.
Can you bad idea?
The old bill no. Section 4, but I have all the section endorsement. I mean, all the amendments and some more presenting new bill. No. So, and your bill now 8 Parliament working on. No. That is what the new Parliament is working on.
So this is the point. That's what I want to this is the point. Now. So this is the point that this is the point that I'm making.
Me too.
The point I'm making, and they say, bill na a year ura in team for draw and a Parliament. In substance, and yet the same bill na NDC for approve say
no, but first of all,
man, make me point to what. That's why I say that contention. I would have to verify the fact. Oh, man,
we don't have to verify.
I can't take it hook, line, and sinker. That's why I will say who project it. I'm saying my train.
Okay.
But the point I'm making is say if NDC for were minded, say omo document and omo come and say everything was good. No, I don't man presented to John Mahama with their 186 members of parliament. What I can I say? The other thing I may say can one say the aspirations are not NDC for my G2 or my suffer for so mu or my imam for so mu no. Is this bill satisfying those aspirations? The question is the answer is no. If say and there, make Baba be Cheska or Oyerepa TV, say me bought LGBT hundred as a form of promotion and advocacy. And the old bill NDC for partner. No. What I say? And these are things these are things these are the facts of the situation. Secondly, I would say John Dramani Mahama, the president. No, I was a bit me yamashim kakra. Some more kind na obi or person or can cray. I heard you talking about that to 4% or whitewashing. What person or can cray? I tell you, John Dramani Mahama is not ready to sign this bill. It tells you. Some point ready to sign this bill. Because this small kind of excuses, litany of excuses, the entire bill when you go signing. And now, Paka,
my catcher to four.
Exactly.
Would take your mama, Nina is on sign the bill. And one would see us on it.
Because it shows that on your ready to sign a bill. No. It will share NDC for Kasa or Mokaya before the elections. Kasa or Mokane, Kasa John Dramani Mahama Kane, the deceptive politics of Muye, or Modada Sofu for, Edada Imam for, Emma Ghana for Adrian almost say, and not gain some in Ghana for another Nigino. Which are saying ye. Okay. I know him. John Dramani Mahama, he says something, I think NDC for or they own and do an apology and Ghanaians now an apology. Once a omu dintra mane koye say bill no ya the command na do so on sign na do so on sign me boa but John Dramani Mahama share Catholic bishops or say bill no crowd anko na do any
yes anko na do any because there was a letter from the Jubilee House asking Parliament to manufacture letter number
because there was an injunction
let's establish that
that's just a half truth that is just a half truth no crowd the woman say there was a court injunction on transmitting the letter from Parliament to the Jubilee House. And then,
of course, there was a court injunction on that.
And let another choice and say, if there's an injunction or say, let's go through the process. Say, yeah, you can bring it to him. Yes, and John Dramani Mahama, I can't see to say the letter never got to the Nadu. But this for me, Dean, trust Nadu, I didn't know anything I saw beside.
But you see, Keskin, what share the old parliament now? One of the key concerns is injunction now can wasemi, and another concern was about Senado signing. In fact, the then finance minister, every concern said we'll be losing about $600 million from the World Bank. So these were the two key issues that more MB before now we raised at the time. You didn't raise concerns about the Morezi and the about the promotion and all what have you. But granted, how many we number more forward to some.
Okay. Now, but my personal address this concern now. Okay, say MPP for raise some of these concerns on some of the issues. That is not entirely true as well. Obekaya, Ora Fenyo Markins, raise issues about custodial sentence.
Good. That's
okay. Ora Anyima do because we have put MPP for raise on the floor of the parliament. So now I may require confirm quite some job not again. So support LGBT.
Now who raising and then no, is no custodial sentence.
There be raising and then no.
To close back. Me have the bill here.
Because some of the bill class adam. That's what
bill name wa.
Me some bill name. Me na and I'm sorry change so many na. So you are ready.
But first of all,
me too.
My ready way no mami. Adie no mami. The variations now on the buy, you know. So I don't know which one you put there first. Okay, this one. Let me show what I see. Let me share variation we I think there's the third one. So what share we now? Minim se muhu ni ye what TV no so busuan for, but there's a Act 2024 there and a Bill 2025 it's you know what share ahana duty to promote, you know, that is section 2. I don't know if you and aware the section saying. Go to section 12 there, let me pick the section 12 there. So section 18. Pictures in the downloading the doors. I want to get the right section.
Section 12 no.
So if you look at the amendment, the actual section 15. Section 15 no, or say court shall not grant adoption.
14 that's
no, but I'm saying we see. So there's 14, there's 15. So the ones that have been amended, I may highlight the amount. So Act 24 there, Bill 25. What it means is that Act 24 there, 8 parliament there, and an Akua there, no. Bill 25 in the year, 2025 in the year, and then you can't watch me. It is a amended now. Look at section 15 and section 17. So section 15 and Akua there, no. Court shall not grant adoption to persons enumerated as a lesbian through queer. But the new amended one, no, in Team 44, no, the biaki kahon say at residual category, a person of any other sexual orientation or in a sexual relationship contrary to the social cultural relationship between a male and female. It's an only biaki kahon. It is not the same thing. Again, we share section 17. Duty to report. Section 18 to 87 of Act 29 apply to abuse, assault, harassment of accused or persons with identity challenges, graphic description, defense. Again, we share section 16. The kind of duty to report, retained but reformulated direct prohibition on abuse, assault, harassment. So it goes on and on until it does so. So I want to make the point to you that Bill Namodo call Nanado Diano and yet the same bill. What easy.
The issue a year Reverend a year in team for Jomu a raising say. These amendments now now come close 16 as if for these are the new additions and exemptions and this for
no. Don't get it
what can't you about your Tobasi? Okay, a year the summary, even press conference at minority here now. Or more itemized the 31 changes from the old bill. New bill amendments, any new renditions, how they've captured it.
Okay, very good.
It's almost case any nane say. Almost case in say. Documents saying this before you approved in the last parliament, no. Almost about 2 when no. But because young common consider the documents, no. These are the changes and this for now you will so ma approve. It's almost for said the Benya no more about 2 many no. It doesn't mean say from for amendments. No, that's the point.
No. You can't mislead my viewers. I won't allow you on this platform to mislead the people who are watching our party with this. You know that somebody decided that.
That put a minority for the press conference.
No, but minority press conference.
What was the case? What was the case?
You see, the issue key. Do you know the clause of debate this clause? Do you know the clause of debate?
What
kind of?
My kind bill make my mouth.
Clause clause 9. You don't let me tell you. Clause 9 and their contentions is here. Clause 9 it talks about a year say obi LGBT no hospital. Your man akunya as in a hospital for no and then say 2 obi LGBT no nyasem. Now, I was a lawyer, a representative now. I was a representative. These are the issues. Again, we are researcher who are university. I mean, you doing your thesis as a doctor. Now we are research. Now we are publication on LGBT. Does it constitute who promote? These are the board of contention.
That is why I make the point. Abraham Kasa said based on the current law normal pass, obi a promote LGBT. So about the third time. So promote LGBT. Me make that point. Didn't I make that point? Didn't I make that point? If I didn't make that point, because the law does not criminalize it now.
I
was very specific. Man, kasa about legal representation. No, based on my reading of the law. Me read this here. And so because now want so doom now promote LGBTQ based on the law. No, but now why no hefa. Which law are you going to use to punish him? I'm not there here. But in the old law, no, it was criminalized.
But you meet my kind law now, actually, no.
Go ahead, read it.
Clause 9.
Clause 9.
Subject to the Constitution, a person shall not produce, procure, market, broadcast, disseminate, publish or distribute through a medium, technological platform, technological account, or any other means, or a film, the internet service, an electronic device, or any other device capable of electronic storage or even transmission, a material for the purposes of promoting an act prohibited under this act. So it is all better now.
Anyway,
let's get this. Let's get this.
Yeah, conclude in about 2-3 minutes.
The point I'm making say substantively, the NDC bill that we present here to Nanado, and that's one person who Nanado and sign. It is not that bill. So where from that hypocrisy? Where from that change of stance?
That is where you don't want to understand.
Why should I understand?
Because Mr. said another day the man.
It's NDC with 186 members of parliament.
And okay, so maybe. So one key aspect, say Obi Yari. I'm going to ask you a direct question. Obi Yari, where you're LGBT, why yes I don't want the money be? What call hospital? Doctor, no one share and say this one share.
everybody has a right to health, right to healthcare. That is not what I'm.
It is been amended.
No, get my point.
No, just get my point. I'm asking another question.
Chobo. Abra Fenyo Markins raise these concerns and now. Abra Fenyo Markins raise these concerns and now. And then this for including John Dramani Mahama. No, why you United States stage so. And I'm say the bill was okay. No, what happened? What happened today? And what happened today? That is hypocrisy.
So let me ask you the last one. Let me ask you the last one.
So it was right. It was wrong yesterday. But it's right.
So let me ask you the last one.
Because at the end is funny.
So again, we say everybody has a right to a year health. Even a doctor for Sebi Yebo Bitu.
Yes.
Now call hospital.
Oh, that's I'm going to
exactly. Yembisa say. Oko we are in a boat to and I say they just go ahead and they take whatever they say. I mean, doctor, they just go ahead and they take care of you. Oh, mama, and those things. Are you telling me say Yambraba? Na sembrano ene constitution be bra parliament one hwehwe na on pass samba na the constitution.
What I mean
is that what you are saying?
What I mean is say emra eba na say ye the emra no you looking from a political coloration na enra based on hypocrisy and double standards ye ka say bibia ye okay aden ne de sa emra na afidie enema
man ene constitution be bra
me etanu ade na munu say the constitution be bra. And now that's when you use bottled water. We want to the example.
By Ramran, you pass you
every day.
Okay.
It's a that's what make us say. That's what make us say. No, I'm passing and I'm say you're okay.
You had the majority in parliament. You could have still gone ahead to do the amendment and all of that. That one yes, I'm
why wouldn't you say the dynamics of the previous parliaments? No, so 137, 138. Exactly. At the point there was a Josafu issue. There were, I think, two other.
NDC and the Casa Josafu.
Oh, that one because only Mukaso going to majority. Listen, I'm still not telling the truth. I say you want to be economical with the truth.
Not telling the truth.
No, me say you have to be. Me say you want to be economical with the truth. Because say, get my point. You want to be economical with the truth. Obi Obekacha will say
they didn't whip the people in line.
Obi Obekacha will say.
Just kidding. I think Mama.
Just a minute. Obi Obekacha will say. Now MP from majority in parliament. Okay, nah. A passe, I don't mind changing. The person is being economical with the truth. The point is say, and nah, did they bar home? Backben. The speaker, it was say, hey, what was for amendments? Oh, who is against the LGBT bill? Raise your hands. We made it the number one issue in parliament.
Mate.
And then the most no, and you think you should accept it.
Dr. T.
You say, at the Juma, and Ghana have passed to see a Mreye woman, so a MPP communicator. Because the Munsusi a bay and near to a better how own Yarenka. No, Abeka say, and there will be fat microphone be Jana KGT. So, yeah, or both, LGBT, or both, ban or ban the Bema home, Deura. Embranitia, Abra wow,
Embranitia,
Embranitia
against the law.
Was a person clause 9(2) was a person shall not promote or support an act prohibited under this act. As me, you are better ha the knee catches it, and only say Embrano Yaja to make a meme MPP. Can one say so? Embran ye no, the FCA the boy
at to woe. Was it
no ma? Was it
9(2)?
9(2). 92A, 92A, 92B, 92C. Ni nyina ka about preventing a person from promoting.
What I have here, they had in here keeping a brothel for a prohibited sexual activity. 92, a person being the owner or occupier of a premises or any other movable or immovable asset. It's a 92 and it's a document. You are reading from the old one. Old one na wokan.
Na bill 2025.
Me say to read this. Me say
2025. They make clear 2025.
What do you verify document doing so say me boa.
They make clear 2025.
So that's the point of can I'm surprised.
And I make say okay.
I'm surprised how can 92.
Me time na so ha.
I'm surprised how can 92.
The point on those LGBT matter is say LGBT as for the act itself is being prohibited by parliament. Omampeni nyansa ntanyamra dise nyamra nyamra because omampeni wonyan fan san hyase but say obi a oye oba ne yoba bema ne bema de eno is against the law say omampeni ne sa hyase a
the transfer of a sign
of course the transfer of a sign but the idea me take it from me make on sign
on sign
because not even about even the procedural lapses but the Article 108, Emma John Mahama restriction, so on signing, in the sense that custodial sentence now yekna keskene kan wasem no. And at the time, I feel I can say the a community service no. So a custodial sentence and say Bemudia imposes sentences on obi or LGBT now. A consolidated fund and a division. So as if you are buying home. It is say bibia if you are buying home biano, be a free sika bibia yesika semiano say a free abayho. It is say free an individual. It's acquire son John Mahama invited them many chairmen aboso kasai. And he made this point especially said John Mahama cannot sign it because Article 108 a man pine so one sign it. It's take it for me, give or take. This bill will have to go back to Parliament again. Through the executive, the idea more possible than that. More possible China. Take it from me on this one. Let me answer the phone lines for you this morning to join the conversation. 0594 192 0322 numbers to call. Yaka election of MDC wants them. Whether they should be voted on partisan lines and other non-partisan lines. And yaka LGBT no. You are why ni no at your the amendment are the unhappiness and the uneasiness of the NPP and the position of the NDC. Where do you stand on this matter? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Binia Akwasi Paka Wilson Inkemi President Papa Bibia Bofodie.
Ya mi adom ho ya PSK bola za cover the pay etie o.
Meje wo so ma fi wo se tono. Se Bibia Boko.
Ya mi adom Bibia Boko.
Ko tu dia wo pon show ya fa send na me fa nche mi kwa so le wati. Ako tu fata dodo. Ami nche mi kemi Boboase East uchi ni Kofi Amankwa. Boboase East ni da so kumukom. Me nchia no. Me ma no mo ni adwuma pa. Obono Boboase East. Na mama one sign I didn't year Akufo to say one sign. You are back and only am be in you. Because and is the fourth to foot and he said, yeah, Papa Akufo to F4 to Mutu. And the Ghana for Empamo MPP are buying and free Ghana for so and Ghana for 8 masam. Yakova about Papa. Omani to Mutu and to Omedi Abaso. Wamaba. Woman to me and Saya did not say TV so to Mutro Egu Ghana for me. Yet I can say any for say, I must come a Ghana for Omunko and the Pacho. It sounds that the near no end is for one of and you know, and that yet to one time that Mama Ekasa, one and him, when a Casa go to say, I'm a mono, Wabre
Mate, Medasi, Escabolas, Medasi no pay. Yet why and common or so. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Paka.
Yes, I first enough everything.
Adaru Masaku in the middle of Janguba.
Oh, sack, I come on the pay to sack.
You Paka, my Pansabo Keskin, Abetimam. Yes, you may write an endis in Wamakrange. Now, Udimsa Santimakuka, Maminchiano, yes. I don't know Kokuapia. Now, Minchiacha, my Usuban Paunchia, so. As a lawyer can see Bunzu Treaty, yes, Assistant Secretary, and a lawyer that could be a still now, Kakame Vesta Mechanism. Pake Ghana for Abre, Jomama Nena Memuni and NDC. Who majority be who person, maybe a person in Ghana be Ochimia. Paka, what the Dama man say, Quacomaniano, or go to I am PB, or Coco Cats Abro Piano. What you have here, and net speaker at Monosoka. Who did the Jomama cannot see the speaker, or will be added number. No one what you have say. Umubedi Akunya Ghana for Urefi, young Korano Koran, a man, you know. Umudi says rules at the coast to say, and Koran goes what is a gay one and them. It may no one wants a Ghana Punya and said, Your Mamma, then a damp for Andrew Solomon. It is one say, when you be young,
Medasi, Mamma, friends, Mamma Tiom. We are a kind cross side our hand, Ediabam. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
But Jefferson and everything.
That's what me fancy you too. You can tell free down somebody.
Okay, Francis, it's your pay.
Me pato, me champion for a studio woman. Now, me pato, on say NDC. But on say NDC no Casano. NDC no Casano. Casano, NDC no Casano, or can not be say, Akufo do bear na na ka from passing. Enu no original. But MPP, NDC, the current one, and you know, no, MPP, na channel na.
One said, again, I know original. Now, a current one. There's the old na Gufado. Almost a year now, Commodore Gufado Asano. And when I know already.
Okay, so let me tell you something, Mate. But you see, bill no, minimum already there, but what the bill called parliament? Bill not bill called parliament, and what the amended version of the bill, like I said, the number out. The main bill no amended and no number out. And no number out. It's the original one I'm presenting with parliament, and no one is here. They can't massive. It's a no amendments. Nyabuche, oh, Nyabuchela. Nyabuche. I said, many. It's the amendment. We say a nyambai. It's all there. Men don't talk on us. Wrong. Yen twas na munjang go for me anyway, mommy. Yeah, hello. Good morning. Yeah. Parliament is rafi. Oh, wait. You mention us so far. Chemi. Mon fan chemi. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, I have an African.
Yes, I'm the African number.
Okay, but you're on a pay. Oh, when you mention so what's happening? Mon fan check. Yeah, Twan Commander so 0594 19409 0322 497 264. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I have an African. Okay, Mafia too.
The champion for the using now. Now, we are much disappointed on Americosono. On my never be pretty one of my own queen, I was a focus on and LGBTQ. LP before, and near my water buying your winning, and I was someone focus on, am I buying in ye? Now, my opposition performing with some more to papa. Na nema whatever board says, Mubada Kikamba, young with us, the NDC near, as a woman near my money at the Papa Moka, one tenant woman, no Mojuma. Oh, my no, you won't throw me. Mount for break, Yana Papa, my near Bro, my near LGBT too.
Mate, Medasi, no pay. Yeah, Twaso. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Parker.
Yes, I have an everything.
I saw me the Kujum Cafe dance.
Great, call you.
We did, but that's the power has a much mere. That's an edge of my power. The moment the Americans are my and fan of great Fandante. Or more pray, we prato, we are prato, or we now in penny for us, sorry, moon. Tanya, sorry, no why. Or call we for or a penny or that you need more PPR. Now, so Yamo, we are and war mine, and I know Bias, nothing so bad. Oh, my fan of cream fund you on my name. On mine, tomb pon and credi, I'm on mine.
Right. Mate,
my fan of cream fan and temple. So we know you know, we know you're bushing for school back on we now call it.
Right.
Granante.
Debbie Bill one fan of Granante. Why, Mate? Yeah, Twasso. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
But your first and everything.
Your family, Opoman, Mr. Free Winiver.
Okay, you too.
That's all, dear. The person, Nekaka, and say, you do baby, I always say, we didn't try next 3 wa, Oyerepa. Don't when this in the brow, Obre. Why must you amendment? Can you dear not the baby or corporate kind? The amendment, you know, Emma House are the all kind of your documents in your training.
Document original one on the core parliament. Amendment in the number out, but original one on the core parliament.
Very good. Original, no, and Dr. Keskin Soka said
it's been amended.
All kind of, yes, it has been amended. And they're all kind of. Only the now on here, dear Dr. Keskin air cannon. This is the wow party no grano. Omunye druku ma. Yeah, the amount now I'm doing not TV to air kind of. And yeah, no, na air so kind today.
Mate, Medasi. Yeah, it's one commodity son of pay. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, I'm a Jefferson. Ufrefi.
But your friend Francis Ewa, my favorite acronym.
Great, Francis Akua by you.
So many apaka na mnene kase.
Mbachowani.
Many apaka we nyankopon yehu NDC ni MPP yompe de ogu omana omana koso enti eja bibia magana fo nyankopon pese NDC ba
They who say the MPP and this difference room. And T. Yeah, then I may say. Now the almost 2 more and this in any MPP no how can or they hear you. And T. Sanko for women, no, yeah, who say. Where the free education by, where the health insurance by, where the comfort bars by, where the omonchra the mobile on bay.
Maybe I don't know the area, Mate. Mate Francis, Medasi Francis. Maybe just 2 more calls now for my wrap and down pay on the show. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Solomon, Gambia number 1. Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Solomon, Gambia number 1.
Great. Solo, Akua Asieduaa.
Yo, mebo abato. I can't make an say. On say NDC for no. They say the biya ti lo mo. Sa NDC ti wa den de wa no. The nyesika. E wo temi ya mu nyesika pa na Ghana for yan hia no so. Ebi ne eya e buy national service. Yes, I have blocked. Ya ko say ye say na prim. No ma ka de beka ho. No me jom tika. The deportees, near Papa, the first Martin, from Abba Ghana say, see, I am who's go. So, to sound on Tibin not to pass, Emma, my dear. And then Uncle Mahama and Uncle won't take enough of you. Someone need to move that because only new Sika. Now, I say only new Sika.
Mate, you bet to us. Young men for the last call now for the studio. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your first and after V?
What's your friend Kwesi Mensa? Because if we are mastermind.
Great, Kwesi at you.
But on your mission, Monet, Jumapa, Moya, Oyerepa, the Modemufua. Now, on says, Udim Kuntumpu, and Nada, a jar there. I feel Utuna a dead. On the NDC for that Ghana for, and Obubagia Kunyano. It is seen, on the water. Some require dear man or no, because we need worker. Now, part your more propaganda secretary there. I don't beat me.
Only propaganda secretary.
Oh, no movie.
No movie is only be.
No money because once a soldier, it's always a soldier. And the Ghana phone another people on one to Abad. Omina, or man, echo. Because this NDC, they have nothing good for us.
Okay.
And then the year Petronam.
And let me say this quickly, sir. Me. And article 108, all I ask myself the simple question, sir. If John Mahama and the NDC were really committed to passing LGBT, and can they rather withdraw the parliament? And I can be doing Nanka, the Attorney General, no, at the bill now by parliament. The president, through the Attorney General, presented the bill to parliament for the consideration. But Omasha Shahayam, then Akua Fena John Mahama Bekache say there were procedural lapses. I feel no Bekache say there were issues of quorum. It's a bushia. I'm just saying that if John Mahama and the NDC were really committed, they knew the impediment and also a war passage, and they will withdraw the bill humbly. Nanka or no Agasa president, at their parliament. Nanka but let's see how it goes. Keskin, you're up in the economy.
Tafo constituency.
Right.
Actually, we can the wall. I explain we bring. Bill now, Dr. T. Eridi, the original one or the Koto Parliament.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That original one, the Koto Parliament. I need the old one, no. Pay. Old one, no, prove no. Pay.
Okay.
And the NDC for make changes womu or Akua Asieduaa actually say if Parliament previously considered propaganda, promotion, support, and advocacy serious enough to attract a prison sentence of 5 to 10 years, what has changed suddenly? There's something in there. And that is the case I was making.
And what clause saying?
I say clause 9.2 no. Original document.
Clause 9.2 no.
And no. The Akua Asieduaa money honorable for John Parliament. And based on NDC for amendment, and so it's no more there. And that is the case I raised earlier about advocacy. But Akua Asieduaa to Facebook. They had the majority NDC has passed a bill that effectively legalizes LGBTQ advocacy and activity in Ghana.
Okay, Mate, your time now. So
I was stating something based on fact. On the SC.
Dr. T.
That's NDC for hypocrites.
Yeah. Fobu baby almost said the upper two adano. Ninya near thing. Aha. What the other can be the Ghana for a person Ghana for none of pay. They said NDC a buyer Momaya Quenya Siamesomono. And one year and idea by my Asiashi Dabi. It is Antrone, I water down.
Oda to asumi oda kwada na fine man
ya water down bill no na ya isi ni nyina e atro the woman say the bebo Ghana ho ban eno na ya ye no na afi so bedru his excellency anim nko a obedru Ghana obesan
onye na ajuso
sign the document onye obesan
NDC Akua kabusim
onye na say obefa meeting there onye na ajuso obesan
onye na
so they say campaign or promises say oba ono there or the executive be label
exactly the point I was making.
It's almost 1.5 years.
Exactly the point.
John Mahama is a hypocrite
because
John Mahama wasn't committed to it. NDC not deceiving Ghanaians. For me, I said,
do something. So if you really want,
you
would have withdrawn the bill.
Deceptive characters. But
you would have withdrawn the bill.
I find gentlemen say, "Pana." Why some deceptive? What is Ghana for?
Kwesi, the time when I
find man who deceive Ghana for.
Yeah,
When some way, you know, Kwesi wa mantam. Odru hanam so the late Dr. Keske. He had moved see any other need yakana. Edia sometime we to champo. Any sports school no na oma famo dia to so nyame adom no de enkwa chen ye china e da foforo. Ye besan aba the midweek edition ne de abremo. Ye see ha chiamo. Between the Kwesi do no pe minimum.
Kwesi Parker Wilson. It was for my guest this morning. Dr. Keske also poku. NPP and Chabokwa Communications Officer at the time, so I'm not trouble no Ediamano. And Dr. Isaac Tufo, I call him Dr. T, member of the NDC Regional Communication team. I'm not much now. Where's Uncle Baby? I don't know Baby. Or Korean Secretary.
We're fine, man.
Can I say, can
I also contest?
Is there a fan? I don't come on the basis. I'm not much now. Wednesday, you better say I'm back with another edition of OBT. You're coming in and have a good morning.
Danny Beats, NKZ.